The ballroom shimmered in gold and laughter. Laughter that didn't reach the far corner where Nathaniel Gray, the CEO of Gray Tech Industries, sat, alone. The chair beside him was empty. Always was. Nathaniel wasn't just rich. He was untouchable. The man who built an empire before he turned 35. But money never filled the silence left behind when the woman he loved died 5 years ago. A car accident on a rainy Tuesday had taken Grace from him, and with her, his belief in joy. He never remarried, never dated, never danced. He only worked. And tonight, he wasn't at the wedding to celebrate. He was here because Daniel, the groom, had once shared a dorm room with him in college, back when Nathaniel still laughed like a regular man. Back when life was simpler. The music played. People danced. Couples held each other close. Nathaniel? He sipped water and stared at his untouched plate. Then, the music stopped, and a voice filled the air. No one expected her. She wasn't on the program. She wasn't in a gown or heels. She didn't wear pearls. She wore a plain, faded blue dress and no shoes. The wedding coordinator looked confused. The guests murmured. But once Elena opened her mouth to sing, the world hushed. The melody was raw, old-fashioned, and painfully beautiful. It was a folk lullaby, one that Nathaniel hadn't heard since Grace used to hum it while sketching in bed beside him. It wasn't just the song. It was the way Elena sang it, as though every note came from a place deep in her bones, soaked in both pain and hope. Nathaniel's eyes welled up before he realized it. For 5 long years, he'd held everything in. But now, in front of strangers, the man who'd once been called the ICO wept. As the last note faded, Elena tried to leave the stage quietly. She wasn't a performer. She'd been working in the kitchen, delivering trays for the caterers. When the band's singer canceled last minute, someone jokingly asked if anyone could sing. She had raised her hand. Now she regretted it. But before she could slip away, Nathaniel stood, his heart pounding, and walked toward her. "Where did you learn that song?" he asked, voice shaking. She turned, unsure. "My mother used to sing it to me before she died." "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to." "You didn't ruin anything," he said. "You just brought someone back to life." They sat in the garden outside the wedding hall. The stars overhead. The world forgotten. He was a billionaire. She was a waitress living in a shelter with her sick younger brother. Yet, in that moment, they were just two people who understood grief. Elena told him about Luca, her 12-year-old brother. He had a heart condition. She worked 2 jobs, sang at Subways for tips, and prayed every night that she could save enough for his surgery. She never thought anyone noticed her voice. Nathaniel listened, not as a CEO, but as a man who remembered what it felt like to fight for someone you love and lose. He didn't offer her money. Not that night. He just listened. And that was the beginning. The next morning, Elena received a call from the hospital. She panicked, thinking the worst. But the nurse only smiled. "Your brother's surgery has been fully paid for," she said. "Anonymous donor. Everything covered." Tears ran down Elena's face. She didn't need to ask who did it. There was no note. No name. Only kindness. Nathaniel started visiting the hospital. Not with bodyguards or press. With storybooks, puzzles, and time. Luca grew stronger and began to laugh again. And so did Nathaniel. Elena and Nathaniel met for coffee once. Then twice. Then every week. It wasn't charity. It wasn't a fairy tale. It was real. Slowly, gently, like flowers growing through concrete, they learned to trust again. On the anniversary of Grace's death, Nathaniel found himself standing at her grave, but not alone. Elena was beside him. She held his hand as he placed a single white rose. "I think she would have loved your voice," he whispered. "She already does," Elena said softly. That night, Nathaniel played piano for the first time in years. Elena sang. Their harmony echoed in the house Nathaniel had once called empty. Now it sounded like home. 1 year later, there was another wedding. Luca wore a suit and walked his sister down the aisle. Nathaniel waited, not as a CEO, but as a man reborn. The song began to play. The same lullaby. But this time, Elena didn't sing it alone. Nathaniel joined her. Their voices blended, not perfect, but full of life. And every guest in the room cried. Because this wasn't just a wedding. It was a miracle.